Hey guys, here's my review of the Canon EF 75-300mm f4 to 5.6 zoom lens. You can buy a certified refurbished one on Amazon for around $100 or $200 if you buy new from Canon directly. The 75-300 comes as the kit lens for some higher end cameras. That is probably why it looks like a slightly larger version of my 18-55mm kit lens. The reason I wanted to review this lens is because, as a beginner photographer, I am always looking for products that will give me the most bang for my buck. This lens has a very large focal range from 75 to 300 millimeters, and that opens up a world of new possibilities. To help you understand what I'm talking about, here are a couple of test shots at 75, 135, and 300 millimeters. These were all taken with auto settings on my Canon Rebel T5i. As you can see, the lens gives you a lot of room to play with. The image quality might not be as great as some of the more expensive options, such as the EF 70-300mm f4 to 5.6L IS USM lens, which has pretty much the same focal range and aperture for $1,300. The L lens does come with higher quality glass and image stabilization, hence the IS in its name, but that is not enough to justify the price difference for me. In terms of build quality, the body is made of mostly plastic, but it feels solid enough to last until you can clip enough coupons to afford a professional lens. A few things that I don't like about this lens are its variable aperture, its overall size, and its autofocus. A variable aperture means that the minimum aperture for this lens changes with the focal length. At 75mm, the minimum aperture is 4, but it goes up to 5.6 as you move up to 300mm. This might be a problem if you're trying to shoot long-range portraits and you want the lower aperture for greater depth of field. The lens itself is quite long, so it changes the weight of your setup. With this much weight so far out in front of your camera, you might want to consider using a more heavy-duty tripod head and quick release plate, as the cheap plastic ones that you get in most camera bundles might not be strong enough. The zoom mechanism also extends quite far, so this adds even more force to your camera setup. I am using the Arca Swiss mounting system for my camera, which features a metal ball head mount and quick release plate for added durability. I will make a more detailed review of the Arca Swiss system and my tripod setup in the future. Being an older lens, the autofocus is less than perfect. It works just fine for taking landscape or portrait shots, but it is way too slow to capture anything that is moving. Well, I hope you liked that review. Leave a like down below if you want to see more budget photography content. I'll leave a link in the description for where you can pick this lens up for yourself. Hit me up in the comments with what you want me to review next. Peace.